Hey, welcome to Living the Positation Life. This is episode number 2. Just like I promised, I have my guest speaker with me. His name is Luke. Yay!
Hello. How are you?
Hi, and here I am just to introduce myself again. I'm Jody Hill, and as an energetic life coach, I created the Positation movement, where we help women to reclaim their divine lineage and reconnect with their spiritual heritage so they can raise children who know their worth. And this podcast episode focuses on gratitude. It's really going to be pretty insightful, and I'm excited to hear from Luke. But before we get started, we're going to do my little take a moment, and before we begin, we're going to say thank you. Both Luke and I, we're going to say thank you to our guidance of the highest trust and compassion for speaking through us. And we pray that you, as our listener, will hear our message with your heart. Thank you so much for being here. So, Luke,
Yes.
We're going to get started on this.
Okay.
Should
do
we
it.
tell them that never mind. Yes, we recorded this amazing podcast that obviously user error. That's okay.
This one's going to be
I
10
know.
times better.
Freaking awesome, right?
Yes.
Okay. Gratitude. Gratitude. What is this gratitude idea, and why should I care?
That is a wonderful question. I'm glad you asked that. Earlier you called me the Gratitude King, which I don't know if I am deserving of that name, but gratitude is the appreciation for things in life. And I just went through a 30-day gratitude challenge that I challenged myself to post a video actually on Facebook of something I'm grateful for every day. And it was amazing.
Right? It really was.
Yes, it was really cool. So
we're going to add that link in there to
Okay.
connect to your Facebook, your gratitude journal, all of those things,
Awesome.
because it's so cool.
Yeah. So, gratitude's just an amazing thing that helps you realize appreciation for everything that you have. And with that perspective in life, you're more equipped to have a positive outlook on life and to just be a more positive person all the way around. And so I would encourage everybody to express their gratitude daily.
That's awesome. Well, here's a quote I found that I believe just really follows exactly with what you just said. And I found it in the Course of Miracles. I do not need gratitude any more than I needed protection, but you need to develop your weakened ability to be grateful, or you cannot appreciate God. He does not need your appreciation, but you do. And I felt like that was such a beautiful saying. It's a great quote. And to go along with that, it says, let your mind shine with mine upon their minds, and by our gratitude to them, make them aware of the light in them. What
That's
a beautiful
awesome.
gift.
Awesome. Yeah, no, that really sums up why I started or had the idea to do the gratitude challenge. I felt inspired one night during a prayer to just start a video thing where I express my gratitude. And that was the light from within, which we identify as God, others identify as source or higher power. And I maintain and believe that we all have that light within us. And if we can identify and express that light, we can spread the light and make the world a better place. And that's why one of the reasons I do and did the gratitude video.
I was really impressed, because to me, that is something that's very vulnerable on your part, that you made a commitment for 30 days to share your inner thoughts literally to the world. And last episode, our episode 1, we were talking about, the duality of energy within us. And really the importance of identifying Which energy are we feeding? Do we feed our spiritual, divine nature, positive side, or are we really hanging on to the fear and the negative energy? And it's our choice. I mean, it becomes our choice. And the gift of being able to talk about gratitude today, it gives us an opportunity to really continue to shift our view on really building and strengthening that divine nature that we hold within us. Why not? I
Yeah.
mean, it's an amazing gift that we have. We are spiritual beings first, having a physical experience. And why not choose those activities that continually build and strengthen that inner light? I, I, I am just so impressed and grateful that you have chosen to come here and share your thoughts with me. I
Well,
appreciate that.
yeah, no, thank you. And I couldn't agree more. It's so true that gratitude is a gift. And when we do express it and utilize that gift that we've been, we are feeding the positive energy in our life and not the negative. And so that's something that I would encourage people to do almost on a daily basis. And I think you mentioned earlier, it's a habit that we can form. And if we don't have that habit right now, we don't really know what we're missing. But if you challenge yourself and try to express gratitude as frequently as possible, you will notice a shift in your thinking to be a more positive one. And the effects are just amazing. I mean, I could go on and on and on, but this is your show.
But seriously, it's interesting the insights that I've gained from just listening to you, and I have watched your video journals, and I am grateful that you put them out there for the world to see, and I am more than happy to support something that allows that level of positivity. I mean, that's the whole point of living a positation life. I mean, learning how to build and strengthen and reclaim that divine lineage that we have. Reconnecting to our spiritual source. And the thought came to my mind is, life is like a hailstorm. I mean, it really is. It happens. Life happens. Things happen. There's a storm around us. Not very often are we all in, sunshine and roses, right? So life happens. And even though the hailstorm is still going on, I believe the gift of strengthening our divine nature, it allows us an opportunity to experience that hailstorm differently. So we're shifting that view. We continue to shift that view, and we're strengthening that divine part of us. Oh my goodness, it's such a gift.
Yeah. Well, that's one of the things that I noticed after doing the challenge and reflecting after I was done is that, life has its ups and downs and it's not always easy, but accepting that life is a challenge and life is a process. And what I realized is even though I had some days where I didn't want to do it or I didn't feel as grateful as I thought I was or should be, I still made myself do it. And because of that, my perspective on life has shifted. Um, I now realize that through gratitude, you can slow time. You can just appreciate the small things. And I still do this where I write down 10 things I'm grateful for every day in my journal. Um, they can be people, they can be places, they can be pictures. You think of the smallest thing. And when you get to a real deep level of gratitude, you start thinking of modern technology and the amazing things. I mean, even like running water and having heat in your house, having a roof over your head, having grass in your front yard, and then the way that technology with communication is just amazing. And I am fortunate to live in the time that we do, where there's social media that we can express these positive emotions through that, and that's one of the things that I'm trying to do is make the world a better place through gratitude.
It's such a beautiful gift. Interesting. I was thinking as you were speaking, I remember feeling when I began something new, really a lot of resistance. But what I have felt is that, taking those little tiny baby steps, it's not necessarily the distance that I go, it's just the direction that I go for me. So what I have found was when I make those commitments to take those little steps, I'm continually moving forward. And it has always served me well. There are things of insights, it's kind of interesting. The thought just hit me as, we can be like little children. And I know in the religion and, the spirituality things, it's always like, oh, be so mindful and obey God and all those kind of things. But what I'm talking about is I remember feeling that I can be an obstinate little brat continually. So even though, just with this podcast, I was sharing with you just earlier to the point of, oh my goodness, this could have been started like 20, whatever. It could have just been started. But there again, I believe that every time we start something new, we tend to feel significant resistance. And it's not just a matter of let's power through it. It's a matter of, you know what? I just need to be aware that I'm moving forward step by step. And just like, with exercise or running, and I told you that we were hiking up Hobbs Canyon and it's 2 miles straight up, I still could stop and rest. It didn't mean that I had to keep going over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, or that if I didn't keep going, that I'm going to fail, or whatever resistance comes, right? Mm-hmm. So what it looks like when I continually walk forward step by step, beautiful things come to view. It's an amazing gift.
Yeah, well, you and me have something in common. We're both action takers, which can be a strength and a weakness sometimes, as you've probably identified. But and then you mentioned being vulnerable, and it's completely vulnerable. When I first had that feeling that I felt inspired that I needed to do this, I was scared out of my mind, and I was just driving in the car one day and I said, "Whatever, I'm just going to do it," and I did it. And I think I even said in my video, I said, "I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm just doing this because I felt inspired to do it. So here we go." And I agree with you about just taking baby steps. I've started running and I'm training for a marathon. I'm doing a challenge where I'm challenging myself to run a marathon in 30 days. And it's the same thing as your story about hiking. I stop now when it's 5:30 in the morning because the sunrise is so beautiful. And I think that those emotions and feelings of gratitude came in response to my challenge to myself. Again, how my perspective has changed. And so now, this sounds silly, but like almost every day I go running, if it's early in the morning, I see the sunrise, I just stop. I don't care what my goal is. If it's 13.1 or whatever it is, I just stop and take a picture, where I probably should not do that and train, but I just have to appreciate the sunrise. And I'll take like 20 pictures, and now I've kind of started doing that on Instagram. So if you want to check out some cool sunrises,
we'll definitely make sure that they get connected to you, because you're an incredible individual and you're a great friend. And I appreciate your willingness to share those things that you've learned. So here's an idea. We've talked about gratitude. We've talked about starting new things and the difficulty of starting new things. And we're talking about the importance of, why should I care to do this? For those individuals who don't choose to grow, they're not going to be listening or even paying any attention to this. So that's just a mute point. But the whole reason to express gratitude is really for us. It's that building of our divine self. It's those muscles. We are literally strengthening and building those spiritual muscles that help us to understand and experience, like we said about that hailstorm. Yep. We experience the hailstorm different. Here's a little challenge that I would ask you to do. And I know, it was something a little just different, and it popped into my head.
Okay, let's do it.
I would challenge you, or to ask, maybe not challenge. Well, challenge is a good word for you because that motivates you. But challenge may not be good for others,
Yes,
but
yeah.
But I would suggest to create a gratitude book. What a beautiful thing. Maybe print out some of those sunrises. What's your favorite tree? What's your favorite color? What is your favorite food? What is your favorite characteristic that you seek out in other people?
That's a great challenge.
And even maybe, why
Suggestion.
not? I know, right? Suggestion. Why not add what some of your insights? Because I know that you often get these direct downloads from God, and you just take them and you go with them, and then you figure it out. That's how come we're very much alike. We're kind of like reverse engineers, right? Yep. Oh, you got to do it. Bam, do it. Now then you figure out why afterwards, right? But what could you put in your gratitude book?
Oh, I think that's an awesome idea. And I feel like I'm trying to do that through social media, but a physical book would be a good thing too. So like every morning when I write down somebody's name of that I'm grateful for, I could put a picture of them in. And every time I take a picture of a sunrise, or if I have these thoughts, because I always get thoughts, oh, the tree outside looks beautiful, right? That I should take a picture, print them, which people don't do much these days, and put it in the book. And then, what would be a fun thing is to share it with you, and take pictures of me sharing it with you, and then share it with the world.
I would love it. Let's do it.
Okay, I'm on it.
All right.
I am doing it.
So here we are. We are going to wrap this little episode up and appreciate the gratitude in our hearts and the gratitude in life. It's a beautiful word. It really is the quality of being thankful. I love that. And it's the readiness to show appreciation for and to return kindness. Because we always hear in the world, be kind, be kind, be kind. Well, if you want to make it easier, I would say develop the habit of gratitude. I love that.
Couldn't agree more. Yes. Yeah.
So what we're going to do is kind of give you a little sneak peek for the next episode. And we're going to chat and talk about your uniqueness. And we're going to talk about being the creators of our life versus a puppet living in a world of blame. It's going to be fun.
That sounds like a great
It's going to be fun.
Yeah.
So with that, we are going to say thank you so much for being here, Luke.
You're welcome.
You're a great friend, and I'll make sure that they know how to connect with you on Facebook, social media, whatever the Instagram name is.
Okay.
All those kind of fun things, and whatever other information you want to share on how people can connect with you.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. I just want to express my gratitude for you inviting me to spend this time with you. It's always wonderful just to hang out, actually. So I enjoy it. Yeah, it's a great thing. So thank you very much.
You're awesome. Thank you, Luke. Okay, with that, we're going to say, go create yourself a wonderful day. Bye.